Hey up everybody, welcome back to the How Do Cycling YouTube channel, where today I'm going to be showing you who I've got on my Velogames VUELTA at Espana team. My philosophy was that I have been pretty fed up of not being able to pick the correct person who's winning every Grand Tour. I didn't pick Bernal, I didn't pick Pogacar, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is just going to be the time I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick the two favourites, Bernal and Roglic, and just cover both bases there. In my opinion, I do think that perhaps Bernal will win this, but that's just my opinion. Roglic I just think is the favourite, so drastic reasoning, two big GC favourites. I didn't want to choose either or, I just wanted to go with both of them. So, it meant I had a few last points, so let's look at the rest of the team now. Obviously, my kind of third pick for GC was Ciccone. I think that Ciccone could surprise in GC here. He looked pretty good at the Giro, so I'm just like, well, maybe he can do that again. I went with Padun because he's just a man on fire at the moment, and by the looks of things, form is just key. We've seen Mohoric doing really well in Poland after looking very good at like San Sebastian and stuff, and I just think that Padun just looks great, and he could very easily finish fairly high up on GC, around the top 10, and he could actually pick up a couple of stages. I'm kind of hoping that he does some breakaway kind of stuff. I think he'd be great for some of the hilltop finish, breakaway finishes. So Padun is going to be our other climber. Then we've got Jakobsen, our sprinter. I didn't really fancy splashing out 14 points for Philipsen or Demar, so I thought Jakobsen is a really good kind of in-between. I do think that he could win a couple of stages here, and I think that it would just be nice to see him on his road to recovery doing really well, and I'd like to have him on my team as a part of that. Unclassified riders, this has been probably where I've had the most troubles, because I've been wanting to put on Pidcock and Schachmann, but I really thought about it and I thought, who's going to get more points? Schachmann and a 6-point climber, or Ciccone and a 6-point unclassified rider? And I think it's this way round that's better. So my unclassified rider's got Jay Vine after his performance at the Vuelta of Burgos. I think that alongside Padun, he could be our kind of climbing breakaway rider. And as a Grand Tour debutant, who knows what his limits are, he could actually be exceptionally good. And he's one of the only climbers that Alps and Fenix have, which gives him more chances of going into the breakaways to contest those victories. I've got Andreas Krohn, who I think is probably the most dangerous rider that Lotto Soudal have, just because of his ability to finish in a sprint from a reduced group. We've seen that at Volta Catalunya and the Tour de Suisse earlier this year, so he's obviously shown that he can survive kind of the harder days and the finish off at the end of it. So I think that Krohn is a great pick, and he's probably one that I've been wanting to put on from the very start. Quinn Simmons is one who I'm still perhaps a bit questioning over whether I'm going to pick him or not. But I've gone with Simmons because I think that maybe he could contest some of the bunch sprints if he gets a bit carried away, considering that the sprint field isn't massively difficult here, and he'll be great over some of those transitional stages, I think, as well. And he's just a bit of an unknown, so he could really do some great things here. Of course, I might swap him out. I'm tempted to put in Michael Storer instead. So that's kind of the position at the moment which is most kind of up for grabs in my team. And then the last round I've got is David de la Cruz, who I think out of all the 6-pointers who I could have put on in the wildcard slot, I think David de la Cruz is the best and is probably going to get the most points, just because he'll probably do okay on GC, do a good TT on the first and last day, and maybe if he's far enough down on GC, kind of about 15th, maybe he'll be allowed into the breaks a bit more often if Jumbo-Visma are willing to relinquish control a little bit, which I think could be very possible, considering that Jumbo-Visma's team doesn't look massively strong this year. So that is the team. We've got kind of 4 GC guys in Roglic, Bernal, Ciccone and David de la Cruz. We've got 4 breakaway riders in Padun, Vine, Simmons and Krohn, and then we've got 1 sprinter in Jakobsen. So it's a very well balanced team. I think it's fulfilling all the criteria in terms of a strong GC threat and some good breakaway options as well across all terrain. So that is my Vuelta a España team in just under 5 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know who you're picking in the comments below. And of course, keep your maths on, stay safe, and I'll talk to you next time. Salut!